It's precisely 1:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Danushka Madhavela, read by Sabrina Zawahir. The headlines. Ministry of Defence categorically rejects Channel 4's allegations on Easter attacks. The Indian High Commissioner called on Sri Lankan Prime Minister and discussed covered issues pertaining to bilateral cooperation. A sum of $499.2 million has been recorded as workers' remittances in August 2023. Special traffic plan will be implemented for Asia Cup Colombo matches. Sri Lanka's long-awaited national evaluation policy finally commences after 7 years. And in world news, more than 600 dead after strong Morocco earthquake. In sports, a Super 4 round match of the Asia Cup between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played today at Colombo. Now the local news in detail. Ministry of Defence has vehemently denounced the accusations levelled by the British television network Channel 4 in its new documentary that the 2019 Easter Sunday terror attacks were deliberately orchestrated by senior governmental officials. In a statement, the Defence Ministry went on to categorically deny Channel 4's claims that Major General Suresh Saleh was complicit in the supposed calculated bombings which targeted several churches and luxury hotels in Sri Lanka. Deeming the accusations outrageous, the Defence Ministry reiterated that the terrorists involved in the Easter Sunday attacks, in which the lives of more than 260 people were and hundreds of others were left wounded, had never been on the government payroll. The ministry also expressed profound dismay at Channel 4 for promulgating such a malicious and unsubstantiated narrative. It asserted that Channel 4 would be held unequivocally accountable for any unforeseen actions or repercussions stemming from their unfounded, malevolent and poorly substantiated claims made in the documentary. Aired on September 5th, Channel 4 New Dispatches investigations titled Sri Lanka's Easter Bombings is nearly 50-minute-long video with serious yet straightforward allegations about the attacks based on testimonies of high-placed whistleblowers who alleged that governmental officials were complicit. Maulana told Channel 4 that he had witnessed a meeting between the suicide bombers and a top Sri Lankan intelligence officer in 2018. Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Buddhika Iddamalgoda, said that the government will never allow private sector to sell rice higher than the selling price of 210 rupees. A Gazette notification has been issued in this regard, and no one can sell rice higher than the gazetted price. The chairman said the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Agriculture are ready to take actions who violate this order. A special traffic plan will be in place in view of the Colombo leg of the 2023 Asia Cup cricket tournament, with the first match scheduled for today. The police stated that the traffic plan will be in place for the matches scheduled on 9th, 10th, 12th, 14th, 15th and 17th of this month. The special traffic plan will be implemented from 12 p.m. on the set dates, they added. The police have announced a traffic plan for those with special permits for the match and ordinary spectators. The police have warned other motorists to use alternative routes as there could be a heavy traffic due to the cricket matches. This news brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Next Gen Lifestyle set agum Digital Banking Partner People's Bank.
Continuing local news, Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle called on Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Temple Trees on September 7th. The discussion covered several issues pertaining to bilateral cooperation between two countries. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka states a sum of $499.2 million has been recorded as workers' remittances in August 2023. The CBSL stated that the cumulative figure from January to August 2023 is $3,862.7 million. It is an increase of 74.4% compared with the same period in 2022, the bank added. However, the workers' remittance recorded in August is a decrease compared to that recorded in July 2023. Sri Lanka recorded a workers' remittance of $541 million in July 2023, and it was a 78% surge compared to last year. Minister of Foreign Employment Manu Shananayakara said that the cumulative remittances by Sri Lankan global workforce reached $3,363.6 million at the time. In a significant development for Sri Lanka's governance and policy landscape, the long-pending National Policy on Evaluation has finally been set in motion, marking a pivotal moment in the country's mission for efficient governance. The policy, which is initiated in 2016 or 2017, was officially declared in 2018 during discussions in Parliament, and now, in 2023, it is being hailed as a crucial step towards bringing discipline and consistency to government projects and policies. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, during his speech at the unveiling of the National Evaluation Policy Implementation Framework held at Temple Trees yesterday, underscored the crucial involvement of the Ministry of Finance and the Project Management Department in the policy's execution. This initiative aims to instill discipline within the government system. Currently, the assessment of expenditures in the top 10 highest spending ministries is in progress, with the forthcoming reports slated for presentation in Parliament in all three official languages, ensuring transparency. That ends local news.
Enjoy seamless shopping. Open LCs, settle bills and transfer funds instantly, anywhere and anytime. With People's Bank Digital Solutions, you're empowered to do more whenever and wherever you want. Unlock a world of modern banking conveniences with People's Bank, your next generation digital banking partner. People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
More than 6,000 individuals in 14 districts have been affected by inclement weather. According to the latest situation report issued by the Disaster Management Centre, 6,333 individuals from 1,747 families have been affected in the past couple of days due to adverse weather conditions. Accordingly, residents of the Galle, Matara, Kalutara, Colombo, Gampaha, Ratnapura, Kegol, Nuwara, Batticaloa, Trincomalee, Mullaitivu, Vavuniya, Kurunegala and Puttalam districts have been affected. Colombo has been the hardest hit area with 1,208 families affected by heavy rains and gusty winds. 301 houses have also been damaged across the country due to bad weather. That was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight, Chief Government Whip Minister Prasanna Ranatunga told Parliament yesterday that the government cannot let the executive legislature or the judiciary be destroyed by attacking the intelligence apparatus of the country. He emphasized that the people behind this conspiracy should be investigated. He added that some are trying to make allegations against the current government regarding the Easter Sunday attack indirectly. In the past, they created distrust among the people about the executive and finally expelled the former president. At present, efforts are being made to attack the present executive. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
The headlines of the world news. More than 600 dead after strong Morocco earthquake. North Korea reveals nuclear attack submarine. Third ex-cryptocurrency boss jailed for 11,196 years in Turkey for fraud. Now the world news in detail. More than 600 people have died after a powerful earthquake struck central Morocco. According to the country's interior ministry, the quake, measuring magnitude 6.8, sent people rushing into the streets in Marrakesh and other cities. Many of the deaths were said to be in hard-to-reach mountain areas, and at least 300 people were injured. It struck just after 23 local time at a relatively shallow depth, 44 miles southwest of Marrakesh, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Unverified video clips on X, formerly Twitter, showed damaged buildings and rubble-strewn streets. A report released a short while ago said that 632 people died and 329 were injured, according to an update by the Moroccan Interior Ministry. According to the ministry, of those injured, 51 were in critical condition after the earthquake. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has taken part in a ceremony to reveal what Pyongyang says it is its first submarine capable of launching nuclear weapons. State media said the sub strengthened the country's nuclear deterrent by leaps and bounds. It has been named Hero Kim Jong-ok after a North Korean naval officer and historical figure. A submarine capable of firing nuclear weapons has long been on the list of weapons North Korea wants to build. In photographs released by state media, Mr. Kim is seen standing in a shipyard surrounded by naval officers and overshadowed by an enormous black submarine. A Turkish cryptocurrency boss and his two siblings have been jailed for 11,196 years, each for defrauding investors of millions of dollars. Faruk Fatih Özer, 29, fled Albania in 2021 with investor assets after his Thodex exchange suddenly collapsed. He was extradited back to Turkey in June and found guilty of money laundering, fraud, and organized crime. Özer told the court he would not have acted so amateurishly if this intent was criminal, state media reported. The brief trial in Istanbul also found his sister and brother guilty of the same charges. That ends World News. Prior to concluding, the headlines of the World News once again. More than 600 dead after strong Morocco earthquake. North Korea reveals nuclear attack submarine. Third ex-cryptocurrency boss jailed for 11,196 years in Turkey for fraud. That ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Moving on to development news, Speaker of the House Mahinda Abewardena has endorsed the certificate on the Inland Revenue Amendment Bill and the Social Security Contribution Levy Amendment Bill today and yesterday. The two bills were passed in Parliament on Thursday. These two bills were taken up for debate in Parliament Wednesday and Thursday. Accordingly, the two bills, the Inland Revenue Amendment Act No. 14 of 2023 and the Social Security Contribution Levy Amendment Act No. 15 of 2023 will come into effect from yesterday. That came to you in development news. Moving on to sports news. A Super 4-round match of the Asia Cup between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh will be played today at Colombo. The match will be played as a day and night encounter and will commence at 3:15 p.m. Sri Lanka and are on one win away from ODI eminence. If they beat Bangladesh today, they will become the team with the second longest winning streak in the format. Only the Australians of 2003 achieved a longer streak of 21 wins, while Sri Lanka are currently tied with Pakistan, 12 wins in 2007 and 8, and South Africa 12 wins in 2005 and again in 2016 and 2017. That was Sports News.
Go ekak tiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekaka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Heathrow and Gatwick airports have said they are monitoring porous concrete found on their sites after school closures linked to the material. The airports had previously found the reinforced autoclaved aerated concrete before extensive news coverage over its use. Heathrow said it had the means to keep it safe until it can put permanent solutions in place. Gatwick said it has found no cause for concern. That was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak tiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dakapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship ekaka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
In economic news, natural gas prices have jumped in the world market after strike action kicked off at two major liquefied natural gas facilities in Australia. The walkouts in a row over pay and conditions are taking place at Chevron's Gogun and Western plants in Western Australia. The US energy giant's two plants accounts for more than 5% of global LNG capacity. On Friday, wholesale gas prices in the UK rose by about 10%. Australia is one of the world's largest exporters of LNG, along with Qatar and the US, and its supplies have helped to cool global energy prices after Russia began cutting its supplies of natural gas to Europe. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in western, Sabragamu and northwestern provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers, about 50 millimeters, are likely at some places in western and Sabragamu provinces and in Puttalam, Galle and Mathura districts. A few showers may occur in Anuradhapura and Mannar districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in Batticaloa and Ampara districts during the evening or night. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. Ministry of Defence categorically rejects Channel 4's allegations on Easter attacks. The Indian High Commissioner called on Sri Lankan Prime Minister and discussed covered issues pertaining to bilateral cooperation. A sum of $499.2 million has been recorded as workers' remittances in August 2023. Special traffic plan will be implemented for Asia Cup Colombo matches. Sri Lanka's long-awaited national evaluation policy finally commences after 7 years. With that, we conclude the news, and over to my friend and certainly yours, who's all geared up to keep you entertained with a wonderful collection of music. Over to you, Amanda.